Aloha, Rollin Frost here. Hey, were there three wise men, those three professional astrologers really following a star? More on that soon. First, let's get back to the job at hand and check out the next 10 days for you. 996, huh? I once had a major enlightenment about the number 9. Multiply it times anything, add up the digits, goes back to 9. 9 is a very magical number. So when I get to 999, maybe I'll celebrate. I've got a chart all drawn up for you, and there's some big planets here. Here's Jupiter, extra large on the stage, and these are like people. Okay, here's the professor lawyer Jupiter. He's going to stand up during this next week. Here's Mercury, the messenger of the kids. He's big. He's gonna speak out. And here's Uranus, that stopped for you on Christmas Day, and he's going to speak out too. So we got a lot of activity here for you technical guys. Here's the dates when these guys are most strong. Now remember that the planets move 3 steps forward and then back, and then 3 steps forward and 1 step back. And that's the loop they make as they go around the sun. And the times when they're most strong is when they slow down and stop, reverse direction. They call it a station. So there's stationary retrograde, and it goes back here and stops. Call it stationing direct, and it goes forward. So it's easy to remember because Saturn is the most famous guy. He's always on time. At the worst, he's a grim reaper, and you see a guy with a scythe. He's going to cut the grain, and he goes and look at the, and he goes backwards over, and he pushes the grain back, and sets it up, and then bang, he makes the cut stroke. So there's this 1, 2, 3 thing. In the case of Saturn, it'll last like 6-7 months. You get the summons, you got a ticket. You got to go to court and plead. And you got to go face the judge the 3rd time, and it's done. So now you understand why I give you these notes about when the planet stops. And the first one to stop was, of course, Uranus. And the climate change thing went through, and a lot of people got more common sense and more humanity and less privileged class crap. Excuse me, Neptune. So Uranus took power for a month from December 26th through about January 24th. He's going to be strong. Actually 20 days on either side of this is the rule. I learned that with gold. I studied gold going up and down Jupiter and Saturn. When Saturn stops, gold goes up. Everybody's scared. When Jupiter stops in the sky, everybody sells their gold to go do new stuff, and gold goes down. Anyway, I learned the 20-day rule. 20 days on either side of a station. These things get stronger, and they come up like a normal curve, and then they go down. So you're here on the 1st of January. Uranus is really strong, and in the island in Kona, especially in the Big Island, we're taking some hits here. Uranus is the bad guy, and there could be sirens, and you could get high winds, and we could have a storm. Yes, in fact, it's very likely. So you could be, Mercury here on the 5th, stationary retrograde, is not a good sign because it's going to go backwards for about 3 weeks, and that's like, what happened to my cable TV wire? Went down, a tree hit it in the wind, and bang, you don't have it for 3 weeks or more. So when you have a storm system, when Uranus stops here, and then you have the signal that the messenger is not doing so hot, he's going to retrograde back for a few weeks. Oh boy, it's a good thing this didn't happen around Christmas, huh? Remember, it happened on election day once, and they had to go back and redo a bunch of ballots. Anyway, here comes the wisdom guy. Here's Jupiter, lightning bolts of truth. Jove, shock, the rain guy for the Mayans. And when he stops, you get these aha, you know. I use this for gambling, the aha moment, we call it, when aha, I'm winning. Anyway, the aha time is real strong around the 8th, and even more so because when Jupiter stops, it's right there with the North Node. Now I make the North Node pretty small because it took me a long time to bring myself to recognize the importance of it, and I do now. Solid experience. So there's the North Node, there's a little horseshoe shape, and it's really the moon. There's a lot of crap about it in the literature, but it's a lunar thing. Here's where the mother pours out a lot of nurturing on the North Node. And the South Node is opposite this. See, at 24 Pisces. And that's where the horseshoe's the other way. And it sucks up a lot of nurturing. Got to go feed the cats. Got to take. Oh, here I got to pay all. All my nurturing is being sucked into this whirlpool. It's the South Node. So it's about the nurturing, and so this is Jupiter stopping on the North Node. Of course, this could be a lot of rain and lightning bolts someplace. Jupiter. You know, I love the thunder and the lightning of Jupiter, because when you hear that in your environment, you're going to have it in your head. So anyway, that's a real interesting station, and you wait and see what comes up, you know, around the 8th when Jupiter... Well, let's do some detail work on it, okay? We're going to focus now back on your world for the next 10 days, and I've got them all in here, all the players on the stage. And we're going to run the moon around the edge of it. The moon goes all the way around 28 days. And that's what you see here in my notes, is the moon. And if it's in making a good angle to something, you get a little blue planet. If it's a bad angle, a square or an opposition, you get a red. So, moon's in Virgo if you're watching the Thursday show. And if you're on Thursday will go about to here. Well, in the morning, the moon went by Jupiter and hit the nurturing thing. Wow. You know, this is New Year's time, huh? Yes, because that's the last day. So the morning of the December 31st, there should be celebration here. Should be a big thing. And everybody's taking care of everybody, and that's the main thing. That regain your faith in humanity is a biggie. A little more on that later. Anyway, this is lightning bolts of truth. Wow, lovely. Listen up. Get up early Thursday morning. Well, you wouldn't know about it unless I did it on the last show, and I don't remember the last show. I've had too much happen, and when I do chart work for somebody, in 2 days I've forgotten it all. I have a way, because I'm working so hard on all this detail work, that the next couple days I wipe out the RAM memory. So I'm kind of famous around here for, I can sit down and years ago do chart work and look at somebody across the desk, and then 3 days later I see them someplace and I don't remember where I saw them. I do all this immense chart work, and somebody calls me up a few days later and say, now what did you say about that square to my Saturn or something? I don't know, I don't remember. I had to do another chart in between in the show, and so, you know, I wiped the RAM memory, which is what happened to me. Anyway, lightning bolts of truth. Don't hold on to a lot of stupid information, okay? Friday morning. Here's a sextile to Venus. And also Mercury is very happy. It's a trine to Mercury, and Mercury's stopping on the 5th. So Mercury's very strong. Here's the kids, and they're speaking up. And that's happening with Mercury is actually Thursday night. And as this thing here is 2 a.m. in the morning, there's midnight. It's about 10 p.m. is the trine to Mercury. Listen to the kids. Think about the wind in your mind and the words, and you'll understand words. When Mercury stops, you know, because he is the master of symbols. Yeah, this isn't an Aquarius. This is a symbol of Aquarius. This isn't a 1. This is a symbol of a 1. He carries symbols around, words, letters, numbers. He's the messenger that does that. So when he stops in the sky, words suddenly come clear. They're put together in different pieces, and they mean different things. And so I love that. It's time to write some stuff down. Stay up late and enjoy the mental work. And you get up early. Here's Venus. She comes in at trine 3-4 o'clock in the morning, Friday morning, January 1st. Gee, too bad for all the people that celebrate. Well, of course, if you're up late for New Year's, you might just stay up. And here you've got some gifts. You've got some sweets, some loving, some sex, and healthy stuff, hopefully. The morning is you might just be lazy and stay in. But, don't be too lazy, because the moon's in Libra. And, when the moon's in Libra, you got to face the angular square, which is the sun. And Pluto's there, and it's squaring Uranus now. And so the sun is setting off the Pluto-Uranus square, and the sun is all about Pluto. I got a lot to say about Pluto later in this show. From guns to evolution and Darwin, Pluto. From nukes and guns, they're all the same Pluto things. Anyway, we all have them, or we all don't have them. That's the way Pluto acts. But here you aren't going to like it. This is Friday night, and here's more people saying, I have the power, I have the, respect me, and Yet here's the opposition to Uranus. What do you mean you're a homeless person? You're an activist, you're an environmentalist, you're a free thinker, you're a Jew, you're a hippie, you're a gypsy was the first one Hitler's went after, the real free spirits. Anyway, tough to be a free spirit. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I got to be remember the song? Here's more of it. Now there is a nice sextile to Saturn here. After you start to do something Friday about dinner time and it doesn't work very well, rethink it all. Make a new plan late, 9-10 o'clock Friday night. Because early Saturday morning, 2-3 o'clock in the morning, here's the square to Pluto. The guns are out. There's panickiness. Here's the opposition to Uranus. The freedom and independence is challenged by the guns and the nukes, and the people who have power and control, won't put up with rebellious stuff. Chicago has a history, Excuse me, I wasn't watching the screen. It has a history. Mayor Daley, and anyway, guys in Chicago did a really good job. The new moon trined Uranus, brotherhood flowed, I think. I'm just seeing it. I'm way back here a couple weeks. But here's your Saturday morning panic. And, if you overdid your celebrations here Thursday night, Friday morning and stuff, you could live to regret it if you're not in shape to overcome this emergency feeling, which is Friday, January 1st. And well into Saturday morning early. Depends on your location. But, Friday night, stay home, January 1st. Things are going to happen out there. And if I was a policeman, I'd lock my holster down. It's a shame. Either we all carry guns or nobody does, including the policeman. The whole place changes. It's like that, Pluto. Anyway, nasty time, Friday, Saturday. Your weekends have been full of this now for a while, huh? Saturday slowly mellows out. The moon's still in Libra. Sunday morning it shifts into Scorpio. But here's Mars. And when that happens, people get irritated and angry, and Mercury is squaring Mars. The kids are talking too much. Give them a swat. Though, don't. What are you protecting? What are you protecting? Just a little noise. Mercury is acting up, and it was a misunderstood word. It's a big Scientology thing, very important. Misunderstood, MU they call them. So here's misunderstood words provoking fights, and it's Sunday in the middle of the day, and it's not going easy, early Scorpio. But here's Neptune. Neptune has a nice trine. Doesn't happen until 2 o'clock in the morning. It's Monday morning, and here's some inspiration, and you feel back in control again. Here Monday afternoon on the 4th, there's a nice sextile to the Sun and Pluto, and you feel in control. And what I realized is, I've been involved in so many things in my professional career and safety, and there's so many heroes out there, but when I look at emergency situations, the people that solve it are the public. It's the public. You're not safe because they put a marshal on an airplane with a gun. No, you're safe because of the passengers on the airplane. Consistently stop bombers and creaky people and stuff from going on. It's the people. There's so many heroes out there, So I changed my minds about concealed carries. If cops are going to carry weapons, we should have weapons. Let everybody have a concealed pistol, or nobody. That's Pluto knowledge for you. Think it over Monday. You'll understand on the 4th. Moon's in Scorpio. It's all about Scorpio stuff. Power and control. A lot of wisdom flows Tuesday morning. Here's a sextile to Jupiter. It's the 5th. Jupiter stops on the 8th. So here comes, aha, now I see it clear. When you think about it, yes, we got a whole bunch of people running around with guns, and it's not them saving folks, it's the public. Well, anyway, wisdom flows, lightning bolts of truth. Really neat Tuesday morning. Got control Monday. Did your investigations. Pluto investigates. He's Sherlock Holmes at his best. Deep diving Monday. Investigate. Aha, comes the truth. Tuesday morning. Not bad. And late Tuesday night, here about 10, 11 o'clock, is a sextile to Mercury. And you can talk about it and write it down. So it doesn't... Of course, when Mercury went to the Emperor of Egypt, and said, here, I got this great gift for you. It's called numbers and letters, and you won't have to remember everything. You can now write them down. And the Emperor looked at him and said, oh, you tricky little devil, you. What you're going to do is destroy our memories. We won't be able to remember. We won't remember anymore. That's why the Hawaiians are so unique. They went for the memory. More on that at another time. A genius race that refused Mercury to write it all down. Anyway, here you are Wednesday morning. The moon's in Sagittarius. It's the 6th of January, and you're going into a day of confusion. And here's Neptune. Now it's Venus is here, see? And in the middle of the day, you're going to feel sexy and loving, and you're going to be thinking about the pretty girls and the pleasures and the sweets. But here's a square to Neptune. Here's bad smells. Here's confusion, delusion, pickpockets, deception. So this is not a time to let go on your pleasures and emotions. It may, I bought a crab thing the other day, and imitation crab. I had broccoli in it, so in Hawaii I got a little pound of it, and I'm eating it, and the cat came along, and so I gave the cat a little bit. The cat wouldn't eat it, even after I washed off the mayonnaise and stuff. The cat is a protein expert, and I ate the whole thing. I'm sure I'm going to be sorry. Neptune, huh? Here I was enjoying myself, and I didn't notice the bad smell, but the cat sure did. Well, here's Saturn. Saturn comes in Wednesday at dinner time and after dinner, and settles everything down and says, okay, let's manage this situation. A sober assessment is a good idea. And Thursday morning early, here's a trine to Uranus. And so Wednesday night, Thursday morning, you got some common sense, enlightenment of the Aquarian nature. Brotherhood reigns. It isn't the police that keeps you safe. It's the brother sitting next to you, the construction guy down the road working on the house. He's the guy. He's the hero. Is the fireman. It's the EMT. It's the athlete that's on his bicycle. It's those are the heroes that keep us safe. Government put these guys in with guns, and they pay them, and then they don't do the job, and they're not well supported, and it's a sad. Government does that a lot. I'm a Republican in that case, as private people do it better, more evolved. There's the square of Jupiter happens here. We're doing too much. That's the 8th. Now on the 7th, Jupiter stops on the 8th. So this is too much noise, too much lightning, too much lawyers talking about blah, blah, Look out, they all want a big piece of the pie. Jupiter is greedy lots of times, huh? Yeah, if you go read up on Jove and Jupiter, you'll see don't let your wife get loose around him. Anyway, you want to get rich? Be a lawyer, huh? Uh-oh. Too much Jupiter. Maybe it's not a good brand. Maybe it hasn't got a good smell, but whatever it is, you aren't going to like it on Thursday afternoon. So the moon squares it, overdoing it. Friday, well, on the 8th, you got the moon in Capricorn. Nice. Everything settles down. Starts with a nice sextile to Mars early in the morning. Everybody's a hero. My brothers are out there on the road. We're all in a job site, and we're all heroes. And it's nice to be amongst a country of heroes like this where people step up. There's a lot of sports and a lot of violence and even a dabbling of religion. You'll be happy enough with Neptune Friday night with the sextile to Neptune. This is probably a big sports day. When you see Mars here and everybody's out doing physical stuff, that's sports. Then Neptune, there's the color, the art, the music, the patriotism, Anyway, pretty nice Friday. And look out, because we're moving up on our Saturday nightmare period, and here it is again. Now this is there's a new moon here, and oh no, that was a full moon back on Christmas time. Excuse me, that came in on Friday. This is a new moon at 19 degrees of Capricorn, and trines Jupiter. Is a lot of truth. This is a good starting moon for the next month. Yeah, from January 9th over to February 7th, 8th. You got a new moon trine Jupiter. Truth and wisdom flows. There's Jupiter Saturday night. So it's a good starting time. Be with somebody. Now there's some problems here. Yeah, this squares Uranus. Eek. And Pluto is there early in the morning, a sense of power that could be overdone. Should I carry the gun or not? And then here's the square to Uranus. Is that I don't feel brotherhood. I don't, the TV and the internet went off, and I can't communicate on these. Well, whatever it is, here's your panic, here's your isolation. It's on Saturday. Truth and wisdom comes out late, midnight. Oh, that's what it was. Aha! Now I see it clear. Here's Jupiter. Whoa, things settle down. The rest Sunday morning should be fine. There should be, truth and wisdom going on. Sunday night, here's a square to Mars. We got impatient and we're rushing too much for some reason. Just ask yourself what you're protecting. Too much sports? That's okay. Change the channel. Okay, here's a secret of how I found Jesus' chart. I'm pretty good at this. And this had to do with the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. There were 3 of them. That's what the wise men were following. Now this is the progression of the midheaven, okay, the angles. This is your public life. And it moves 1 degree every year counterclockwise. So the wise men had to set this up. The 3 conjunctions, and one of them was perfect. It had Jupiter first. The progressed midheaven in Jesus' chart moves over here and hits Jupiter about age 30. He graduates, he goes out and starts his teaching. Yeah, and then the progressed midheaven hits Saturn at age 35, and he's on the cross. So it is a particular rising sign, and I'll give you that work later, but I wanted you to know the secret of what the wise men were doing, and that's why they... Anyway, that's how I found the chart of Jesus. Let's talk about Pluto. Listen, all or none. Pluto's all or none. We all carry small concealed guns, or nobody does, including the police. If the police don't care... See, the problem is guns and nukes are the same way on the international level. You can't have a nuke because we got one. The cops say, you can't have a gun because we got one, because we can control you. That's why you take the guns away from everybody, or you take the nukes away from everybody. Yeah. Doggone, I gotta tell you, as Ronald Reagan had a chance to get rid of all the nukes, and he blew it and put in Star Wars. God. Pluto. Evolution, slow and easy? No, catastrophic. We're finding out now there was a big asteroid hit 12,000 years ago. We have wonderful ancient civilizations, the Mayans, the Chaldeans, and a lot of those civilizations crashed and burned. What was it? It was an asteroid hit. There was another one that set up the Ice Age, and the Vikings all had to leave. The Dark Ages for the Mayans and the Hopis was a local asteroid hit. So these are catastrophic evolutionary things, folks. And, after a catastrophe of some kind, humanity starts moving around. Then in comes what I call the migrants. People like Cortez, Pizarro, Captain Cook, on journeys to find new places their people are under. What do? They bring epidemics and they wipe out the local populations. Happened everywhere. And so, this is Pluto stuff. First asteroids, then climate trips, then epidemics. Oh boy. Evolution, it's not slow, folks. I once bought a house in La Palma. They made their own police department. Blue suits, no guns, guys over 35. It was wonderful. We're on the Big Island, folks. If nobody had guns on the Big Island, tourists would come here. Nobody tells me what to say on my show. Public access TV is wonderful. Anybody can go down there, learn how to make a show, and put it on the air. Call me. I'm at 322-3584.